This unassuming family car has half a Bugatti engine in it. Allow me to explain. This humble-looking blue family wagon is the Volkswagen Passat, with this specific generation being known internally and amongst enthusiasts as the B5.
Here's something else you probably didn't know. The Volkswagen Passat has been in production now longer than the Golf has. Yes, the peachy Passat has been alive and kicking for a whole year longer than your nan's cockroach-coloured Golf. The Passat has been with us now for over 50 years.
A large part of its success can be directly attributed to its very straightforward nature and purpose in life. Volkswagen's famous catchphrase for its products is Das Auto, which directly translates to the car. And that's precisely what this Passat is. The Passat is very much the car. It did all of this by being probably the most no-nonsense car ever made. And this specific B5 generation is a great example which allows me to demonstrate exactly what I mean. Now is the riskiest part of my film, because I need to tell you about the way this car looks, and that might make you switch off from boredom and put on Mr. Beast instead. The Passat is simply the most boring looking Volkswagen of all time. If it could speak, it would say words like bandwidth and acquaintance unironically. Its owners try to play this off as elegance and demure, whatever that even means, but in reality it's the type of car your girlfriend would forget the name of. It's not ugly, it's actually quite proper, it's just dull. It's a similar story inside. Relatively conservative design with efficient material quality. It does have some gizmos. It has hill hold, start assist thing, cruise control and heated seats. Only 5 this time. Let me call my cameraman, see what he thinks. Matt, hop in. You've never been in one of these Passats before, have you?
I haven't, no.
So what do you think?
It's alright.
It's alright, yeah.
Nothing to write home about.
Need to remember it's a well lived in example. We have loads of kind of owner's quirks in here. We have a very relevant cat on the dash there trying to hit us. Got a little bit of wear around here. Yeah. These VWs of the early 2000s are famous for having free sun visors with a little miniature on there.
This one's got someone's face.
A little. Anyway, yeah, it has a little miniature sun visor in the middle there, so no sun glare hits you in the face when you're chipping across Europe. Because that's what most of these did. These Passats, they were bought by Poles and driven across Europe. Daily commute, 1,000 kilometres. Would you do 1,000 kilometres in one of these? Every day?
How much you paying me?
Build his way.
I think I'm busy that day.
It's basic in here, but with a homely nature, so much so that the Passat quickly gained traction as the robust car of choice for any Eastern European manual labour worker who needed a car to crisscross mainland Europe in for their job. So I shouldn't be too harsh on it. After all, its calm and steady energy is a great alternative to the realities of our otherwise meticulous and overcomplicated modern world. And that's the thing about the Passat. It takes something that is often complicated, like the car, and it makes it very easy to understand. You need to remember, most people who purchase a sensible, regular estate car like our Passat aren't car nerds like this guy here. They're just normal, lovely people. And there's a lot of them.
And because there's so many of them, the Passat sold. It sold really, really well. Choosing the Passat over its more conspicuous competitors was a no-brainer choice for the passive car user. It's inoffensive, it's practical, it's comfortable, and comes with a great choice of reliable, robust, and economical engines. Except for this one. What's the name of this video again? from my personal experience, the most prim and proper of people let their hair down like nobody else. Anyone who eats a disco biscuit will become an absolute menace on the dance floor or the road. And that's precisely what the brainiacs at Volkswagen fed our regular Passat.
Volkswagen's engine department has the largest amount of variety of any manufacturer ever in the history of the automobile. Their chokehold over the regular economy box market segment has netted them so much cash that throughout the decades they've been able to splash the purse on a variety of laborious and curious projects, worthy of their own video. You have the V10 TDI and the V12 TDI, you have the Grand W12 and the Petite 3L, and then you get the W8. This is the one inside our now very suddenly curious Passat.
The W8 engine under the bonnet of this car was a drastic change in contrast to the other economy and reliability focused lumps you'd find in other Passats. The W8 turned the Passat's focus from MPG to BHP. So then, what is a W8 and what does it have to do with Bugatti? The same way that a V8 engine gets its name from having 4 pairs of cylinders pointed like this, you've guessed it, the W8 has 4 pairs of cylinders joined like this. They make a W because every other pair of cylinders is offset. Here's a diagram to show you, because we all know an image is worth 1,000 great words, which I can't be bothered to write. I'd rather go drive this thing. So then, what are the benefits of having it in a W instead of a V? There is one. You can cram the cylinders a little closer together, making the whole engine a little bit smaller, meaning that you can cram it under the bonnet of a Passat. And only the Passat.
That's right, in an unusual stroke of inefficiency for Volkswagen, this engine was only made for this Passat. That's right, they used this engine in no other car ever.
But hey, it's got 8 cylinders, so it must be a performance engine. Right? 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 No, this is a slow car. Apparently, somewhere, it's got 275 brake horsepower, but I've been looking for them all day and I can't seem to find them. Mind you, there's a lot of room for them to hide because this is a 4-litre engine. This engine is big and slow, like a fat man on a scooter.
Around town, it's as thirsty as a fat man too, rewarding me with a redundant 15 mpg as I crawl around Notting Hill. And Lord forbid we break down while filming, because the W8 easily takes the cake for being one of the most complex engines ever made. It's easier for a colourblind person to solve a Rubik's Cube than it is to find a W8 specialist to fix your fat engine when it eventually breaks down.
Damn, it's not looking good, is it? Mind you, at least it sounds the bollocks. The sound is unlike any other engine you'll ever hear. It's intricate and instrumental. It's complex and interesting. It's the result of 2 VR4 engines glued together at a common crank. A signature practice at the Volkswagen engine department. At the low end, it sounds a little bit like a V6, and at the high end, it sounds like a high-functioning V8. A NASCAR mixed with an attack helicopter. I can't believe a Passat is making all that noise. How is that possible? Honestly, no wonder I'm getting 15 mpg.
The owner told me that the noise is his favourite thing about the car, and I don't blame him. The tones alone let the W8 off the hook for being an otherwise underperforming engine, which is even more intriguing once you find out that two of these W8s glued together at the crank make a W16.
That's right, two of the W8 engines under the bonnet of our very proper Passat got joined together to make the basis of the W16 engine that powered the Bugatti Veyron. The ultimate definitive poster car of anyone who grew up in the noughties, playing video games and watching Top Gear. A sensible family car with half a Bugatti engine in it. The W8 Passat is a boring administrative nerd with a drag queen career on the weekends and a cousin that's literally Usain Bolt. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed, check out our other videos on the left-hand side of your screen. If you want to support further, we have a web store full of t-shirts, hats, hoodies, all sorts of goods for you to enjoy. candyshowroom.co.uk/shop. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the next film.